Okay, so I went to Cinefest 2016 in Bristol for the day. I went to a lot of the different panels on different aspects within the film industry. The one we went to wasn't particularly aimed at short films, but films in general and that kind of cinematography area. But it did mean that I got to go to several different panels and learn about things such as lighting and cameras and just the industry in general, which was quite nice because I haven't really managed to research much into the specifics, which because of this, it's all going to help with my short film when I have to make it later on in the year. However, we did go specifically to research target audiences. So I spoke to a lot of the staff there, along with people who have been on the panels. I also popped across the river where there was another film festival going on at the same time and spoke to some people over there. So I did get quite a lot of feedback. However, I forgot to take a camera with me, so I was unable to actually record anything, so I just had to write it down and remember it all. However, most people said the same things, so it's been quite easy to retain that information. The general feedback I got is that short films are for not any age group, but generally they get a good mix of all ages, all genders, and kind of watched by everyone, despite how most films have a specific audience. I think this is partly because short films are generally narrative based instead of genre, so it kind of almost appeals to a wider audience. The only people that I was told don't really go to short films are people with families with young children, partly because there's probably not much point in getting them to sit through such a short thing. You'd probably much rather go watch a feature-length film. Also, the context within a lot of short films wouldn't be appropriate for children because they seem to follow almost a slightly darker, more adult theme. You do have things like the animations, which could appeal to children, but again, it depends on what it's about. Age group, I think, well, I was told the main age group they get in are students, so kind of 16 through to 20, mid-20s, I suppose, because obviously any media and film students will be going and like watching them and learning about them. So I feel that's a big age group to be looking at when it comes to deciding on who my short film is going to be targeted at. However, a lot of adults do just go on there and just because they're interested and want something to do, so I don't have to make it too much aimed at the younger generation. I can go towards the older if that's what I feel I should do. So overall, I'm quite happy with the feedback I got. It means I can really look at the age groups and the genders and kind of go, well, okay, I could go through this route and still have such a wide range of an audience that it's not going to matter too much that I'm going to be like singling people out. I also asked about what their favourite genre of short films were. Many seem to come back with like the spoken word ones where you have like a poem or story in the background with a voiceover, and then the imagery kind of follows alongside that. Another one that was quite popular was like these thriller or horror short films, because it's quite easy to get your point across very quickly, whereas I think if you're having a comedy or a romance, it's quite hard to get the full effect of it in that short period of time. So that's something I will keep in mind when I go to make my short film.